What's up, everybody? It's Dominic D'Angelo of StudioOneSports.com, and I'm here with Mr. Robert Carplus, WE Creative _ish. It's a rumor in Innuendo on a Tuesday, nonetheless. Robert, how are you, man?
Dude, are you super blurry, or is that just on my end? You look
You
like
are super clear
crazy.
on my end.
Yeah, you look super blurry
Folks,
and
what do we
laggy,
look
like
like in the
you're
chat
on
here?
dial-up, which is fine. Let's dial up some of the folks joining us in the comments. Willie Thornbrew says, congratulations to the Street Profits for becoming the new World Tag Team Champions. I'm sure we'll all remember where we were when that happened. I was on my couch, so I do remember that because it was like 4:30 in the afternoon, and it was delightful. Dre Owen says, hello, RNI. Dynamite is pretty loaded this week. Also, Oba kind of punked Jay on the mic. He certainly did. Why are we talking Dynamite? It's a Tuesday. Let's not do that nonsense here. Johnny Disco says, good day, R&I. And Cammy Star, after morning, watch Raw in the late afternoon, double speed, how it should be. No arguments here. Cammy Star confirms Dom is super blurry, so that's always good to know. Wrestling Old Head says, good after. Okay, good after morning, all. I was hoping Jay would point out Oba's Femi Fala disappointed. No idea what that means. Warner Bree says, hello, R&I. And Dom forgot to take down the Cammy Star comment. Best producer in all of wrestling podcast history. And Warner Bree correctly says, hello, R&I. Glad to see Dom sent Robert the link on time. It's not that he doesn't always send me the link on time. It's that he sends me the wrong link. So he'll send the rundown 8 to 10 minutes before the show starts, and I'll click on the StreamYard link, and I'll just be sitting in a queue to come into a room, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm in a totally wrong room. And I'll look up at the date, and it's from like sometime late in May. I have no idea how any of that works. What I do know is that Raw last week worked, or last night, yesterday, if you're watching this in the United States, they worked overtime to set the table. You can take the Cammy Star comment down, to set the table for Night of Champions, which is this weekend from Saudi Arabia. Dom, did the WWE do a good job of piquing your interest for this PLE? And now you're super blurry again. I don't know what's going on. Love it.
Again? Dang it.
It's fine.
Not really. Not really, Robert. I mean, especially Oba, just Oba for the most part, was great. But other than that, I'm not good. No, I didn't. How about you?
So Lou4237 asks the pertinent question as Dom has receded back into his AOL email. Says, do you think Oba works both nights of SummerSlam against Brock and Roman, or does Brock cause his loss to Jay for King of the Ring? I believe we're going to get 2 nights of Oba Femi. I think that is the story that they are looking to tell. I think that is the ultimate payoff. The idea here is you need Jey Uso ultimately to fail in his mission so that Jacob Fatu has a reason to attack Jey Uso. It feels like ultimately that's what they're going to set up there, that Jey Uso has disappointed Roman and that he has now lost his place, his footing in the bloodline, which absolutely feels like a repeat, a retread. This is Michael killing Fredo a second time. But here's where we are. Oba winning the King of the Ring, getting the crown on his head, and then Brock Lesnar showing up and attacking him and murdering him and demanding the rubber match at SummerSlam, making the title opportunity get put on the line. It feels like a Heyman master plan. It's kind of interesting. It adds a little bit more drama and intrigue that not only does Oba Femi have to overcome the fact that it's his first world title opportunity, he has to overcome the fact that the bloodline is now reunited and stronger than ever. But now he has to overcome the fact that he has to fight Brock Lesnar 24 hours before his world title match. There is all the drama. There are all the stories coming together. And I listened to Chris Van Vliet's interview with Paul Heyman, which is available now. And I'm assuming Dom just said, but he's frozen like the thinker. So it's weird because I hear you and your mouth doesn't move. It's like bad anime, which is redundant because all anime is bad anime as far as I'm concerned. But what I think is the most intriguing piece that Paul said is his responsibility in the organization is the long-term storylines, looking at what they're going to do for not only Saudi Mania, but the Mania after that and book backwards. That has not been what we've seen on WWE programming the last several months, but the hope is, hey, this was all coming to something bigger. The idea that we need to get these 3 matches out of Brock. Here's our best payoff opportunity. The other part of this is we're making this bloodline come together. There has to be a reason. And if the idea is they're all going to be the cannon fodder for Obafemi over the next few weeks, so be it. But I don't. I think, what we saw on Raw is we're trying to build a little bit of intrigue for this Night of Champions show, in which there are very few champions defending titles, unless wrestling in a cage counts as a title. And the good news, hey, wait, I get to do this from yesterday. Hey, Dom, how many titles does Seth Rollins have?
0.
How many titles does Braun Breaker have?
0.
Look at that.
Yeah.
This is like when Jim Goodall taught Coco the Monkey how to sign. Like, we can do it, guys. We can do it. Myself and Scott Chaplin did a Working Stiff Patreon, which is in Dom's inbox, assuming that his 6K speed is up. There must be something going on in the Philly area.
Or Pittsburgh, you mean? I'm going to try one more thing. I'll exit out and be back.
Oh, I like how you think that Pittsburgh has its own just telecommunication infrastructure. It's literally just an Amish guy with 2 tin cans on the back of a cow. It is not a good connection there, English. By the way, Cammy Star says, hey, don't hate on anime. It was never my thing. I couldn't get past the audio visual disconnect where I see the lips moving, but it doesn't connect with what they're actually saying. And as a kid that grew up watching a lot of the cartoons that were taken from Japan and then reworked like a Voltron, and you're like, something seems off even at 4 or 5 years old. People are blaming the bad weather blaming bad weather for the reason that AEW, my God, that the weather is problems. Wrestling All Head says most AEW storylines are derived from anime in some way. I'm never going to attack any kind of vehicle for storytelling. It's just not my thing. I had a roommate in college that really loved anime. It always felt like there were tentacles and a lot of yelling and then a sword with lightning. And I'm just like, no. But was a comic book guy as a kid. So not comic book guy, but like a comic book guy. So I can totally get behind and appreciate any kind of nerdy vehicle for storytelling. Devin Dowling got all excited. He said, hey, yo, solo Robert Day, let's go. Sorry, Devin. Dom is here. Or at least in spirit. The irony, I right now have a... What, Dom?
Am I still blurry? Dang it.
You're super blurry. The irony is I have a torrential thunderstorm going on outside. Like, I mean, it is like cats and dogs out there. It is Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff in 1999 going on out there.
And it's super clear here. The weather's perfect over here. Dang it. What is going on? My internet's
I'm gonna try to just steer Raw. You can just sit there quietly, and you can produce away. So okay. Raw. Well, I'm trying, Dom. We'll get through it quickly because I literally just did this with Scott a little earlier, but we're good. Obafemi opening Monday Night Raw, he felt like a big deal. I think what's amazing was the presence that he had when he came out to the ring, the way that they lit the silhouette of him across the audience was remarkable. And he has a command of that crowd. He's not a great promo, but he has a presence when he speaks that you're forced to listen to him. And I think that's what makes him so interesting. You're not going to go out there and get a Paul Heyman promo out of this guy. You're not even going to get a Roman Reigns promo out of this guy, and Dom's now dead. What you are, and now the graphics behind it are dead. I'm going to assume I'm still on the air. It's fine. If not, I'm having a conversation with the rain and the dog. what I think is so interesting is he does captivate in a variety of different audiences. He was over in front of that very difficult, very demanding Madison Square Garden crowd. He was over in front of a Philly crowd. He was over in more of the generic middle of the country world. And then he was here internationally in London, and they treated him like, this is our guy. This is a main eventer. Yes, they cheered for Jey Uso. Yes, they were doing the yeets and they wanted him to run it back. But I think that audience could kind of see this is Obafemi's world. And the Obafemi promo was so well developed. It was so well delivered. This notion of you're going to shoot your shot and you better not miss. And even if you hit, even if you don't miss, you're still not going to beat me, but you should save all those bullets for Roman. We're clearly setting up, like Paul Heyman said, what's going to happen 3 months, 6 months, a year from now. You have your SummerSlam main event in Obafemi and Roman Reigns. And the fact that it's going to happen because Jey Uso fails is where you're getting a little bit of that Shakespearean tragedy that they love to always kind of tell. Whether it feels like a repeat or retread of what we just had a couple years ago, more likely than not, yes, but we've been spoiled by good storytelling over the last 4 or 5 years. We do kind of forget it's wrestling. They're going to tell the same story how many times did they go back to, whoa, insane lightning bolt just struck right outside the house. That was something else.
Holy cat.
And then Dom, yeah, it was like a flash. Like I literally saw where it struck the pole across the street. Clearly Roman not happy with what I'm saying about Obafemi. It's a hell of a jump scare right there. The point was they've done Vince and Austin over and over again. And the fact that they just kind of keep coming back to it, we forget. And we hope that there's better long-term storytelling. My guess here is, no, Devin, dude, we're not clipping that, but I appreciate it. Don't put that up on the screen. We don't need that kind of nonsense to promote. It was just a once in a lifetime moment. And whoa, never mind. There was a second one. This is a hell of a storm right there. And guys, if there's a hell of a storm going on in your bedroom, you can thank our friends at Blue Chew. And the link is still not working that Dom had sent me. Tremendous, because it shows that it is in Dom's trash.
Dang it. 1 second.
Let me try. I'm trying to do an extra thing. Will it open in Google Docs? Yeah, I got it up. Nope, I got it up. And guys, you can get it up too, thanks to our friends at Blue Chew. While most ED meds only focus on blood flow, Blue Chew Gold goes further by combining 2 ingredients for blood flow with 2 ingredients for mental arousal and connection. So you're not just physically ready, you are actually in the mood. Think of this as the wise man Paul Heyman getting your downstairs ready to go. And we've got a special deal for our listeners right now. When you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the 3rd for free. By using promo code RUMOR, that's promo code RUMOR. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this technically excellent episode of Rumor and Innuendo. What was not so technically excellent, but exactly how we predicted, was the Brie Bella Page, Lyra Valkyria, Bayley match. The guess, the assumption that we had said yesterday was that most likely Lyra was going to get caught in one of those Page fluke pinfalls. She got caught in a Page fluke pinfall and then immediately turned on Bayley after. It's good news for Bayley because you're going to get a couple months of story out of this. And it's better news for Sol Ruca, who's going to get some insane matches between her and Lyra Valkyria in the coming weeks. Dom, if you're still there, you can put the frame at the bottom. I don't care if your name is still there. It looks a little weird otherwise. I don't know if Dom's there or not, or from.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, yep. Jesus! That's more terrifying than the lightning. What was not terrifying but was sad was the Chad Gable stuff. They brought out the Alpha Academy. He tried to apologize to Otis and Tozawa and Maxine, and we literally got the scene from Anchorman where Brick was about to accept Ron back, and then the rest of the group pulled him away. It was emotional. It was lovely. Clearly, Maxine is ultimately going to turn on Otis and Tozawa. We're going to get Gable back with them in the group. It's weird that the Creeds and Ivy Nile are still just sort of missing, but we'll get there. Where I'm surprised in this is it felt like the story was Otis and Tozawa don't accept Gable. They still have Maxine in their corner, and Maxine would have gotten them a title shot against Theory and Braun Breaker, and then turn on Otis and Tozawa to join the Vision. Instead, we got what we got in the main event, which we'll get to in a few minutes. So it was a little bit of a head scratcher. But I do like that they're setting up Gable as a guy who's never held a singles title, and he's going for this redemption tour. If it was me, Ethan Page wins the Intercontinental title, Gable takes it off of him. I think that may be the best path forward. One of the other interesting paths forward is Jacob Fatu is now fully entrenched as the enforcer for the Bloodline. There is no pretense of whether or not he's all in for acknowledging Roman. He is Roman's guy, and Solo shows up on Raw, costs Jimmy Uso the match against my favorite wrestler and yours, LA Knight. Yeah. And this is sort of the petulant toddler. It's the same thing we saw with Fatu. Fatu resisted joining the Bloodline. Roman had to beat him and force him to acknowledge his greatness. Now we're getting Solo, who's testing the boundaries and he's testing his limits. He will wind up in the Bloodline. That feels like fait accompli. And this was just a little kind of footnote in that process. And at the same time, it gave LA Knight something to do. I'm genuinely surprised they didn't go with LA Knight versus Roman in Saudi. It kind of felt like a no-brainer of, if you're not really going to do anything with LA Knight anywhere else, give him the token title shot. They did it once at a Royal Rumble at a multi-man. There's no reason not to just give Roman another quality win, unless Roman was adamant that there's no way in the world that he was going over to Saudi Arabia. Looking next, there was an Io Sky Liv Morgan promo that was about as good as Dom and mine's opening of this show. A lot of loud noises, a lot of screeching, a lot of pointlessness. The match is going to be great. This promo, this didn't work for me, dog. I don't know why. That was an American Idol poll. Don't know.
That was Randy.
That was Randy. JD McDonough got zapped like I almost did by a lightning bolt, thanks to Danhausen. And I love that Danhausen is just kind of the catch-all for any character they need to rehabilitate. It's, we need to do something with Miz and Kit Wilson. Put him with Danhausen and let him get electrocuted, and now they get to spout catchphrases. Got nothing for Los Garzas. They're now part of the Danhausen cinematic universe. Zack Ryder is back because Matt Cardona got electrocuted, and now it's JD McDonough, who I'm well aware of this. I don't know how aware the general is. He is a very funny dude. And the fact that he's going to get this opportunity, I am all in on more JD McDonough doing wacky, goofy stuff on TV. And then wrestling his ass off because he's a hell of a performer. Guys who wrestled their ass off was that main event. Street Profits, Theory, and Braun Breaker. Delete says, Rob, you forgot LA Knight had a one-on-one with Roman in Saudi. Did he? And I just blocked this out?
Yeah, I think he did, actually.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Well, do it again. Clearly it was that memorable. So they always like to do whenever they go overseas to give a title match, title change. They feel like it gives that local audience something to hold their hat on. Like, I saw Santino Marella beat Umaga. Great. Street Profits are now the tag team champions. In my world, I wanted to see Montez Ford turning heel, joining up with this version of the Vision and fulfilling his prophecy to be better than he was before. Instead, we're getting them as tag champs so they can go feud with. Is there another team on Raw? Because the Viking Raiders, I know, are over in AAA. They have the AAA tag team titles. They just beat the Vision. I don't know who else there is.
No, I don't even know either. American Out. Now, what's the Creed and Julius Creed?
Well, the Creed brothers are under masks, as are Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, who are under masks.
Wait, who are those guys?
Bravo and Rio. I hate to kill kayfabe for you.
Oh no.
I guess, We'll see. It's a nice moment. It was a return of Joe Hendry. It was Seth Rollins forwarding his feud with Braun Breaker. I liked the Vision as the tag team champions. I liked Austin Theory as the least deserving guy to just hold all this gold. But this is where we are, and this is what we're gonna do. And for the sake of my Wi-Fi, which is now starting to get spotty as this storm continues to roll, we're gonna call it a day here before Dom's up on my roof with a metal pole trying to get me a better signal. I don't want him to get zapped. So on behalf, no, we'll be back tomorrow as we are every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including WW_Creative_ISH account, the @SEScoopsX account, the @Dominic D'Angelo at AOL keyword Dominic, as well as on YouTube on Studio One Sports and Podcast Heat. So on behalf of the man behind the curtain, Mr. Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Robert, get Marty on the clock tower. Marty!
Shh.